It's because I have lived the exact life that most of you guys are living. The exact life. And one of the things that helped me as a person was because during my own journey, when I was walking that path, I had someone holding my hand. Even though as they were holding my hand that time, I promise you I did not like it. I did not like it at all because things they were telling me were not things I want to hear. And I'll even give you a typical example. I have my dad. My dad is 70 years old today. And I'm the first child. I'm the first son. And I have 3 other brothers. Between the age of 19 and 22 years old, that's how many years? 20, 21, 22, 3 years. I was not talking to my father. Guess why? Take one guess why I wasn't talking to my father. Just take one guess.
You weren't in your life?
He was in my life till 19 years old. But guess why I wasn't talking to him since when I was 19 to 22 years old? What do you think will be the reason why I stopped talking to him? Take a guess.
You hate your mom?
No. The reason is very simple. I thought I knew more than him. He was telling me so, I'd be like, what are you telling me, dude? Like I see things differently. But guess what? I was probably one of the dumbest person on the planet Earth, right? But because at that age, most of us, not only you, but including other people that could come behind us, we always feel that the world is in our hands, that we know everything. But the truth is that we don't know. But we have to always be willing to open to learn. And people like that, like lady I just talked to now, the reason why they welcomed us in their facility to be able to give us is because they see that those things that we didn't get, that I didn't get, I decided to say, I want to give it back. How can I see other young men not making the same mistakes that I made in those age? And how also can they even be better than what I did? So that's what Aspire is going to be about. And today is really basically going to be orientation. And we're going to be talking about owning your story. For example, I'm going to ask you, I think you already gave me like 2 insights. You told me the sport you like. I already covered your passion, which is football, American football. You already said you are not, somebody make you lose interest in what you love. And in as much as I love your honesty, what we have to work on now is you have to find a way to get back on that horse, right? You dropped on the horse because what happened was not going your way. But now how do I find my way back there? Because I'm telling you today, I don't want you to lose the opportunity of having a scholarship to go to college, for example. I always watch the NFL draft, right? And I see how parents sit down to watch their kids being about to be drafted. And when they are drafted, I see the joy. It's just always on. I see them shouting, screaming, and the first thing most of the boys always say is that, Mama or Dad, I'm going to buy you a house. I want you to start thinking that way now as well, because you can do it. You can do it. All you have to do most of the time is just, hopefully, whatever we share here today, for you to put them to work and know that you have people, not just me, not just your mom, not just other people like this, that you have other people in your corner. Yes, and I was going to ask,
I'm his aunt.
You are his aunt.
Yes.
You must really love him. She loves you. She loves you.
That's your baby, huh?
So, what does Iwuri means? That's actually the name of the program, right? Iwuri simply means aspire. Aspiring to become a better person, aspiring to be more than you can ever think you want to be, aspiring to be somebody of excellence, somebody that will add value to other people, somebody that will be like, okay, after I'm successful too, what can I share with other people? But the word is a language of mine, where I come from, Nigeria. It's a Yoruba word. I said I was going to share it with you guys, but that's just the definition right there. To reach beyond where you are and build the future that you deserve. Because we can all of us can build the future we deserve. But we always need somebody to hold our hands. How do we own our own story? Because we all have a story, right? We all have a story. I intentionally, when you arrive, ask you some questions intentionally, and I'm so proud of you that you didn't hesitate to be able to share it with us. But the next question is, and you can also help Ant. Have you ever thought at some point in your life that school is stressful?
Yes.
You think school is stressful? Why? You can share as well, but why do you think school is stressful?
Cause I mean, I go every day. It's draining. It's teachers, they want you to do this. Like, they assign so much work, and then I go home. I'm tired, and then I just be out of it, and then it be mess, other people, rumors, all types of stuff. So school just draining.
It's draining? Yeah. I agree with him especially, and what he said is not surprising because all of those things happened, and guess what will make it worse? It's not going to stop happening. Right? It's never going to stop happening because it is always a pattern. It's school is important, and it's also at the same time, I will never use the word not important, but it gives us that basic knowledge that we need for life. Basic knowledge that we need that will take us from where we are today to where we're supposed to be. But they added all of the things they added into, when I say they, I mean the entire system. It doesn't matter what part of the world you're in, but the word added the system, everything they added into it, because that is just what they know. And it has been proven over and over that you can never teach what you don't know. It is what you know that you can share with people. If all you know is sharing rumor, talking bad about other people, that's what you're going to teach. If what you know is just chaos, like you don't see yourself ever in a very peaceful society, that's what you're going to share. If all you know is confusion, that's what you're going to share. And that's just one of the reasons why we are doing this program, because that's why it exists. How do we deal with the pressure? The pressure of school, the pressure of money, the pressure at home, and on the street. You said something very interesting earlier, and you're not alone in that. I'm also from, I don't know if all your 10 siblings are from your biological mom or dad. Me, myself, that I'm talking to you right now, I'm from a polygamous family, right? And I always share it, not ever to put my father down. I told you already, he's 70 years old now, and he's my best friend today. But that same man as of today, has married 9 different women. I see the look on your eye, on your face. Yes, he's married 9 different women. So how do you think someone like me managed to escape from that kind of chaos? Well, you know how chaotic it can be for you to have, and it's a different way from the way it is in America. In America, the wife, if your dad has a different baby mama, they don't live in the same house, do they? Most of the time, no. But in Nigeria, they live in the same house. The 2 or 3 wives live in the same house. That means myself as the first son and the first child, I am competing for the attention of my father with the other 2 or 3 wives. Can you imagine the amount of pressure that I felt as a teenager, right? But how do I get out of it? How do I get out of it? And the other one is, how do you feel visible? When nobody sees you, you feel like that my dad is not seeing me, he doesn't have time for me. And you want to talk to him, you have stuff in you that is aching you that you want to share. And you're not able to share with him because it's not there. Probably with one of his wives, or maybe he's walking. That could be the other one. Or he's on the street just doing his own thing. Because, like I said at the beginning, you cannot teach what you don't know. Because his own father might not have taught him anything as well. So he will only share with you exactly what he knows. So hopefully, throughout this program, we're going to share that, how we're going to help that. And of course, how do you get real tools? The things that you need. Now we've been talking about all of the problems. What is the solution though? What can we do about it? And hopefully, the mentors that will be serving you in this program, plus myself, we're going to be able to sort all of this out together. All of us, we're going to find a way. Like, okay, how can we go from all of the complaint to finding a solution? Now you said school is stressful, and I'm going to answer that real quick. That the stress is not going to leave, right? It's not going to leave. What you have to do is, I'm not going to just use the word. You have to deal with it. We have to find a way to survive in it, to thrive in it. Survival is not even the word. How do you thrive in it? How do you make sure that whenever you go out there, whatever they're teaching you, you are able to consume it, and then when you take it, you're able to filter whatever you know that will work for you in between those things, and take the one that will value, that will move your life forward, and the one that will not help you, you just take them out and filter them out. That is the way. There is no other way, right? There is no other way. That is so. Hopefully, those are some of the things we're going to be dealing with. I'm going to ask another question because again, I want you to be very, very interactive. Of course, before we talk about why you are here, you already know why you are here already. We'll talk about that. But do you honestly feel that adults talk at you more than talk to you? I want to understand. Let me ask that question again. Do you think when adults is talking to you, they talk at you more than they talk to you? What?
Yeah, it's like
Talking to you is what I'm doing now. Talking at you is when I just give you instruction.
that's it.
Like, hey, go over there. Hey, do this. Hey, do that.
I don't
Do
have-
you feel? Do you feel that way sometimes?
Yeah, definitely.
So, why do you feel that way?
Because you know it's not just out of school.
Yeah.
Not just out of school. But most of the time it's in school. Teacher be like, go sit down, ask you something, go sit down, go do this. And I don't know, I just
It is called adulting, really. It's called growing up. But again, this is actually one of the things that I have also seen that is a challenge. Most of us actually talk at young people than talking to them. And it goes back to what I said in my previous statement. Somebody that is talking at you, that is giving those instructions, is simply because he or she himself does not know better. They don't know, but because they are the adults, right? You have to listen to them, and they are most of the time in the position of authority. You know that if your teacher is talking to you, and you probably say something you're not supposed to say, there are ways he or she can punish you, right? Definitely. So you have no choice than to listen. So how can you become that person that when somebody is talking at you, you can take whatever they are saying in and still find a way to get a lesson from it. Get a lesson from what they're saying, but know that that is not necessarily for you. Because forgiving that person that, hey, let me know that this person doesn't know what he's talking about, or he doesn't know more than what he's teaching you, or she is teaching you, because of our own experience. There are many, many, many people in the world today that are broken. You have shared yours. You have 10 siblings, and I'm going to even go deeper. Are all your 10 siblings from the same mom or dad? Are they by your mom?
Yep.
Your mom had 10.
Yep.
Jesus.
Wow.
And different dads.
And different dads.
Well, the last 5 or 6 is by one dude. But like the first 5, different dads.
So you and your brother have this different dad.
Yep.
And that's just what we're talking about. So how about your 13-year-old? His dad is different too.
Yep. And then the 4th and the 5th got the same dad.
So where is mom now?
She's out here. I don't know. I haven't checked up on her, but I did check up on her recently this weekend.
But you don't live with her?
I live with my aunt.
Okay, you live with your aunt here. That's a blessing, right? How about your dad? Do you have a relationship?
Yeah, good relationship with my dad.
What part of town is he?
He's in Port Arthur.
Okay. That's good. What does he do?
I don't know. He be being secretive.
It means
He'll be secret about what he do for
That's what
work.
Serenity said.
and I'm glad you said that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys have conversation, I want you to take it from me today. Ask him, Dad, I want to know what you do, because tell him the reason why. Tell him your mentor asked you to ask. That I just want to know, because whatever you're doing, I'm supposed to be following your footsteps. Because if you don't know his job, and again, I'm so thankful that they signed you up for this program. If you don't know what he does, how does he think he's in a position to give you an advice on what to do with your life? Do you think if he advises you, you will listen to him? That means you're a good boy. That means you're being raised properly. Is your aunt married?
Yep.
Okay, so I can tell why you're going to listen to him,
Yeah.
because you are in a place where you are being taught basic man. And I thought what she did with you earlier. I just took my eyes away. She took your phone away from you, right? That's how to help people. That's how to make people a better person. So, of course, this is why we are here. For you to know that your circumstances, my circumstances, is not by accident. You and I we are not meeting each other today by accident. Someone, and I already knew who that someone is. Someone saw a potential in you, and I can tell you she's the one, right? Because for Mike to tell somebody, it was so, after they signed you up, he called me. He said, "Hey, bro, I just talked to one of my boys, man, and he signed up a young man, Trevon. Make sure he gets in." I said, bet. I'm going to make sure he gets in, right? That means people saw something in you that they want you to be better at. They want you to be successful. So that in itself is a blessing. And I want to start thinking about it in a positive way. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Just enjoy yourself. I want to start thinking about it that when people believe in you, that's a whole blessing on its own.
Yeah.
You have to continue to not find a way to mess that up. So part of what we are here. But of course, at the end of this session, at the end of this class, at the end of this particular season of this program, you're going to become a better person. And I can already see that already. I saw you look on your face earlier, and I saw you look on your face now. Hopefully, you are embedded in an environment that will help you to grow, because I promise you, I will not let you go until I see that you graduate from high school. And I ask you this question again, I'm like, what do you want to do now, Trevor? And you say, okay, I want to do this. That's when I'm going to leave you alone. Even then, I might not leave you alone. I'll still be calling you every now and then, like, hey, are you doing what you promised me you're going to do? Because when you have that, when you have those support system, it helps you. And guess how proud I am when I see you, hopefully, being drafted to NFL. I would jump. I would be like, I know that boy. It was just two of us in a class on the 12th of January 2026. Just you alone showed up. This thing here that we're talking about now can become a whole story that will inspire so many other people, right? And that's how it is done. It is done not by crowd, not by the amount of size you have. It's by the dedication that you show every time you have the opportunity. So again, I'm very proud of you for coming. But that's why you are here, and that's what I hope that we're going to share. I asked him a question earlier. You were not here, Aunt. And the question was very interesting. I said, how many times does he think that adults talk at him or talk at us more than talking to us? The question took a while for him to understand it, but it was what we just finished, that a lot of people don't understand that when you talk at people, you are not giving them a chance to give any form of feedback. You're just telling them what you think, what you want to do, what you think is right. You're not giving them a chance to understand what you are saying and to be able to have this kind of conversation. So one of the best ways to teach is to make sure that your session is interactive. Always make sure that when you talk to people, they have a chance to talk back, to share what they learn, because everybody has something to say, right? But if you don't give them a chance to say it, they're not going to do it. So I'm glad he shared that with me, and he talked about his teachers, which is not a surprise at all. You are 15 now. When is your birthday?
March 12th.
March 12th? You're going to be 16? Okay, so in March, now I'm going to give you a challenge. On March 14, you have to start practicing. We have a 5K race. So because I'm an athlete, I'm a runner, right? And our organization is doing a 5K event on March 14th. So come and use that as a celebration. If you come, I'm gonna give you a gift. So keep that. If you come and run on March 14th, if you can run 3 miles, just 3.1 miles in Sugarland, we'll see something about it.
Write that down,
But
Frank.
before I say that,
Write it down.
how many people do you know now at your age that you know that have been in trouble with the law? That have been to prison?
I know a lot.
Been shot?
I know
Can you
a
tell
lot.
Can you tell me 1 or 2 of them that you know and you literally saw it happening to them? Can you share? What can you share about that with me? That you people that you know and what led them to it?
I had this one friend. It was in Port Arthur. I was cool with him, middle school, all that. It was one night. I had went to his house one time,
Okay.
and we had went to his girlfriend's house, and she had a friend.
How old was he?
He was my age. He was like 13, 14.
Wow.
And he went to his girlfriend's house, and it was a friend there. And we had got in trouble there because we was laughing at somebody that had a disability. He fussed at us and we ran. And then that's when we were walking like to his homeboy, His homeboy had a stolen car.
Oh Lord.
Had a stolen car, and
Your friend's homeboy.
yeah, like it had a stolen home. They way older than me. They like 16,
Yes.
way
course.
older than me.
Of course.
And I'm like the youngest one there. And we in the car, and then they started smoking.
Mm-hmm.
And I had already smoked with them at his girlfriend's house. I had already smoked with them there, so I was out of it. I was ready to go home.
That was weed, right? Not just you were
Weed.
smoking weed.
Wait.
Yeah, it was weed.
Okay.
And they smoking again. And then that's when they were gonna drop us home with that stolen car. And he crashed the car into a ditch, and then we had to run out, and then we left. And then after that, when I got home, I got in trouble. My mom fussed at me.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't know, but my dad brought me to his house. But my mom said she didn't know, and she did, I think. And a few days later, he went to jail.
So they called him because he ditched the car, right?
Yeah,
And they've been looking for him.
yeah.
And
He's currently in jail right now too. He just did something. He did a robbery.
your friend,
He's
yeah.
in jail right
That's
now.
what I'm saying, yeah. And you say he's your age mate, right?
Yeah, he's currently in jail.
So it's one thing I want you, and of course that's definitely not your loss because you are here. So that means you are one of you're doing one of those things that I can keep saying because I'm a very positive person and I always try to prophesy. When people start at that age that your homeboy started at, they don't get out. He can come out and whenever you see him, he can tell you whatever he wants to tell you. Once they go in one time, it's over with. Because you had me tell your aunt earlier about working in, I've worked in jail. You guys call it jail. I've worked in prison system, right? For 8 years, right? And what I've seen is what you just said now. Just a repeat pattern, like, and most of the time, what brings them in is what you said. I mean, you guys said they were smoking. I mean, when you put that thing in your mouth, start smoking it. What was the first thought? What was you trying to achieve? Being tough, right? I'm the dude.
I'm
like,
cool. Yeah.
I'm the man. I'm just cool, right? But there's nothing cool about it. Like in jail, like when you see young people doing push-ups, doing sit-ups, having muscle, and saying I'm tough, and I always tell them, do you know how to show me you're tough for real? By going to get a job, make money, and pay bills every month, and take care of your family, take care of your sisters, take care of your brother. That's a tough man.
Yeah.
Or going to the military and becoming a SEAL, becoming a U.S. Army, becoming an Air Force officer, helping your country and becoming a veteran. That's a tough man. So also in this program, That's one of the things we're going to be doing. We're going to be writing our stories down, and that's actually one of the assignments now. You have to include just this one is going to be for you. That's right. Write your story, include where you're coming from, where you come from. You already shared it with me, but I want you to write it down for your own record. Include where you come from, and what you have seen since day one. Obviously, you have seen a few things based on what you said. You've seen a few things in your life. Of course, survival. This is the part. How have you been able to go from all of that into getting yourself into this class today? You survived it. You survived some of those things because it could have been you that night as well, right? Mm-hmm. Imagine if you have followed him to the house that night because you say you were out of there. You were like, no, I'm just going to come chill with you in your house. And the police comes and they bust you with him. In Texas, weed is still not legal, right? Even till today. No. It's still not legal. So when if they catch you with that in itself, I know some of my colleagues' sons that have had to go and become a guarantor for to make sure he does not smoke again. And they will say he should pee in a cup, or go see the judge together until the judge will take him away, right? And I want to write that as well. How have you survived? What have you done? What have been your practice? And of course, where are you going now? Where you decide to go there, what do you want to do? That was the first question I asked you. You say you don't know yet, but again, like I said, start thinking about it. This is the direction. So go ahead, share your story a little bit on the note. Write your story. How you come to be, where you come from, PA. Yeah. I love it. Port Arthur, and the kind of home you grew up in since day one. Just a little note. It's not a long thing. Just a little note for you. It's for yourself.
It's your own.
I want to keep it. It's for yourself. Yeah, right at the back of that. Yeah, right at the back of that. Yeah, the back of it or down there. That's yours. You're gonna go home with it. The thing that people don't talk about is what they have done, right? And that's one of the reasons why we are doing this. For you to know that, yeah, even though I'm standing in front of you speaking English, I've also been a bad guy, at one point in my life, because there is what they call the masculine energy, a male energy, a boy energy. When you have that instinct, you have that energy in you that you just want to do something stupid. You just want to do something bad, right? And if you don't have somebody like helping you to like tone it down, it can lead to something really bad. But those moments for me, when we stole that goat, and in fact, I will tell you, this might make you laugh. When we stole the goat, it was just 3 or 4 of us. We killed the goat, we killed it in the toilet, in the bedroom, in the bathroom, right? Where they put it now, we thought it was dead. So we left it for like everything. And then the goat just stood up and started screaming, and all of us just, like, we just dashed. Everybody just ran away. And the owner of the goat was looking for the goat. And we had to come back and just cut the goat by its neck and just do. But those experiences after we were caught, because we were caught, and they made us sit down and they made us confess, and we confessed that we did it, but we had to write like a letter that we will never do such thing again, right? And that's the only reason why they didn't take us to jail, because our own community then do have like how do I call it? They have like a warning sign. They will warn you before. What we did was bad, but they feel it wasn't bad enough to put us away, right? But guess what? I use those things to do. These are 2 books. These are my book. I wrote this, right? I use those pain to be able to start sharing something about my life. When I work in sports, I wrote this. When I work in prison, I wrote this. So today, I'm a 2-time public author, right? Published author, so to say. And I always tell people, same is allowed for you as well. Everything that I ask you to write in there, you can elaborate it in such a way that it can become an entire story. It can become an entire story that will inspire not just you, not just your family, but your entire generation. A lot of people that is to come, right? And the other question you need to ask yourself now is that if nothing changes for me today, in the next 3 years from now, that is 2029, what will my life be like? If I don't change anything today, after this one-on-one session that we are having, so to say, if I don't change it, what will my life be like in 3 years? what will my life be like in 3 years if I don't start thinking of what I need to do? And that will lead you to the next thing. Most of the time, it is this subject here that leads us to where we can't be able to do anything. A lot of people always think that they are victims. A lot of us, we feel like, oh, I just can't do this. I can't do this. Like what you told me earlier. And that will be my first challenge for you. How old are you, Bilal?
13.
13. Okay. How was school today? Did you go to school? Okay. How was school today? Do you like school? You can be honest with me. A little bit. What is it you don't like about school? Trevon, by the way, is one of your classmates, and he already gave me an answer. And I'm going to tell you what he said after you tell me what is it you don't like about school. People. Why? The way they communicate, right? We're also going to cover it virtually, right? Because we have 2 sessions. We have one that's going to be in class like this. The other one will be on your computer at home. Okay. Hopefully, we're going to have that one on the 30th. And then we're going to have our next in-class session in February. And definitely that one hopefully will be fuller than this. One of the biggest challenges we have, which I'm sure you have as well, is the time to get off school, right? So we just fit that after today. After today, we're going to move the time a little bit down so that more of them can come. Because we have about 18 of them sign up and only 2 is showing up right now. So we know that that's a challenge generally. But I was on the topic of what you're looking at right here, that the reason why a lot of us don't move from where we are to where we're supposed to be is that we think we are the victim. We always think we are the victim. We feel, well, this is just how things are. I just can't do anything to win, right? And those are your notes. You can have that. You can put your name on that, and you can take that home. You're going to take that home. Everything we are covering is in that. So if you're not able to even listen to anything much of what I'm saying, you can still take that with you. And you let where we are right now, most of the time, most of us, we let where we are right now to define our future, to define us. And that necessarily is not where we are. But this is what we have to become. It's all about perspective. Just you moving it from where it is. Like 2 of you have just confirmed my biggest fear about school. I know the challenge exists, and I know the frustration is there for people to be frustrated at school because of the way it is. Do you know that between 2005 and today, the United States in itself has fallen from almost 100% of kids going to school to about 12% of them being homeschooled?
Yeah.
Most parents now prefer to say, okay, look, I don't want my son to go to school anymore, like main camp. I will just teach my kid at home, because of what you guys are expressing now. But everybody will not have a chance to be homeschooled, especially our demography, the black demography, for many reasons. Most of your parents have more than one job, right, to be able to pay bills. If they have to homeschool you, where is the time, right? They have to work. They have to work to be able to pay the bills. Some of them have to work 2 jobs to be able to do that. So, but we have to get away from that victim mindset of, oh, I am a victim, I can't do this, to just switching it to say, okay, everything is about me. I own everything. I can change it. Take responsibility. That's the first thing. Your response to every situation can change it. Going back to what Trevon shared earlier, Trevon used to, he's still a football player. Do you play any sport, by the way, Bilal? Soccer? Okay. So are you in any club? Okay, not yet. So another challenge that young people have is in school, is in their club level when they play sports, right? They feel coaches have like preference. Oh, they like this one more than me, or I think that one is better than me. But the truth is, at the end of the day, most coaches are paid, guess what, to win, right? Most coaches want to win matches, and if they want to win matches, guess who they will pick ahead of you every time? Somebody that can deliver for them, somebody that can make something happen for them. So most of the time, it is not really because you are not good enough. It is because that coach just wants to win. And when you want to win, you're not looking at what anybody feels. You just want to like get things going. Like, okay, but for you as an individual, for you as a young person, you have to just start switching that mindset around. From thinking, well, I am a victim, to start owning your story. To start taking responsibility. To start saying, okay, if coach does not start me in a game, what I need to do is to go and talk to coach first. And not talk at coach. You remember what I said? You're not talking at coach. Talking at coach is, hey coach, why did you put me in the game? Like for example, Coach Olu is a coach. If I tell Coach Olu, hey coach, why did you put me in the game? What you gonna do, coach?
Well, I probably respond the same way.
It's gonna give you that energy back, right? It's gonna give you that energy back. Or some coach will even say, we just look at you like, and then you probably wouldn't even come back to that team anymore.
Yep.
And how about this approach? Hey coach, I just saw that you started Bilal ahead of me. Is there something I'm not doing right? Coach, how will you respond?
Not really. Yeah, you know, I just felt Bilal should kind of play ahead of you because there's something else I want you to do for the team.
There you go. I mean, you have a feedback, right? You had something back, and you see the way he was telling you as well. He had his shoulder down. He's not. Everything is not a fight. It's not a battle, but that particular thing that happened, the way the subject switch is not the coach's responsibility. It is yours.
Yeah.
You have to be the one to take that decision. Like, I'm not gonna go and attack my coach with the way I say things. It is not what you say every time. It's a general saying. It is how you say it. How you present a word, how you present an issue, always have a long way to go. So please write this down. Write it down. I'm not gonna be a victim. I am not going to be a victim. I am going to own my story. Write it down.
You can write on the back aloud.
I am not going to be a victim. I am going to own my story. I am not going to be a victim. I am going to own my story. If there is one thing that you could change in your life right now, one thing, just one. I know you probably have more. What would that thing be? I want you to share with me. And either of you can go first. If there's one thing you want to change, you just showed up. So if there's one thing you think you want to change now, what would it be?
My height.
Your height? Okay. You wish you were taller? Okay. How tall are you now? Do you know? Okay. How about you, Trevon?
I think it's 5'4" or something. 5'5".
I always like
Your old ways?
middle school.
Okay. You wish you could change it, right? Okay. So, going back to your own question, you know that's not a problem, right? Do you know that's not a problem? You know, right? Amen. I'm glad you do. I was going to tell you, if you think it is, because it is not a problem simply because you are 13. Guess what age you will stop growing tall? Do you know it?
No,
I do.
At 21.
I need me one.
You will stop growing when you are 21 years old. So you have 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. You have 8 more years. Relax. It's not a problem. Going back to what I said, right? Perspective. Right? Perspective of thinking a problem exists when it is really not there. So you have your answer right there. But at least I'm glad you gave me a response that that's one thing you're thinking in your head that you can change, right? But because most of the time, that thing that we are thinking about, that thing that we think is a problem, it's really not a problem. And going back to Trevon, your old ways. I'm glad that was old ways. Today is what day? Today is Monday, January 12th, 2026. Guess what you can do from today? Do you know what you can do from today? By changing those ways from today. Whatever that thing is that you know that you shouldn't be doing, right? Start putting that effort in from today. Yeah, yesterday you can't fix it. And you're not the only one that think that way. Most people do. They were like, I did something bad yesterday. I shouldn't have done that. You can't fix that though. It's gone. How about tomorrow? Maybe you're planning to do something tomorrow, something that you know you shouldn't do tomorrow. Now, with what I said, do you think you should still do that thing? Do you think you should still do that thing? If you're thinking of doing something bad tomorrow, do you think you should still do it? Exactly. That's the answer, guys. We can all change it. It's all about moving from I'm doing this now or this thing is wrong now to say, okay, I can't afford to keep doing this. I can switch it around. Let me just turn it. Story. I already asked you that. He missed that about writing your story down, right? Sharing, writing just a statement of where you have come from, how you have survived those things. What have you done? Because some of them you will be surprised. They are miracle. We're going to cover them again below in our virtual session because you missed it. And direction. Where are we headed? Right? What we have done doesn't matter anymore. But how do we get from that place to move to the next one? And that's just what it is. You have to refuse to let what has happened to define the future. Look at how grassy this thing is. That's how much space you still have. That's how much land that's still need to be developed. That's how much place you can have to build a house. There is still so much potential out there. And again, I'm glad you told me you play soccer. So you are going to be my second sport person now. I'm looking forward to him graduating in 2 years, right? In 2 years? Yeah. And what grade are you now, Bilal? 8. So you have like 4 more years. So I'm looking forward to you to graduating and going to college on scholarship, right? That's what you are looking in today. You are looking in someone and some people that will be chasing you, that will be holding you accountable to be successful. It's not going to be in a oh, you gotta do this. No, we're gonna push you in a way for you to succeed. Just keep pushing you. For you to know you have a community, you have people that will support you, you have people that you can always count on. Because we feel that the more of us that is out there, the more impact we are able to make. So I want to write that last statement down. I will refuse to let my past to define my future. I will refuse, or write that I will refuse to let my past define my future. What do you want to do when you grow up? What do you want to become? Do you know it?
Not yet.
A sergeant.
Mm.
Okay. Now you're talking. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why? Do you know why? Why do you want to be a sergeant?
People.
To help people. Yeah, that's a good why. That's a very good reason. But you know, right? You have to put in a lot of work, right? I mean, a lot of work. Let me say it slowly. A lot of work, but it is doable. It's very, very doable. And I'm glad you said that. I'm going to write that down. It's actually on camera. To answer first, Trevon, what is life? If somebody asks you that, what is life? What will be your answer? Somebody just say, what is life?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah.
What is life?
It's worth thinking about. It's deep, right?
Yep.
It's deep. Bilal, what if somebody say what is life? What would be your response? Yeah, a cycle, right? Like this. It's a cycle. That's a good answer. And him not being able to give a response to is what not being given a response to.
Yeah,
But
because I wouldn't
basically,
have known.
this is life, right here. That's the definition right there. Life is nothing but a very simple collection of moments. Moments, you use the word cycle, every cycle. In every moment of that, in every of those moments that we talk about, there is always a choice to be made. I mean, again, I'm glad you showed up, but myself and Trevon, we've covered a lot of ground. We've shared a lot of things in class, and I'm sure we're going to learn more about you too in class. I know more about him now than I've ever known, and about choices that he has made, that I have made. We've exchanged it. But life is simply moments that we have, and in those moments, the choices that we make choices of either saying tomorrow, I'm going to go to school or not. If you don't go to school tomorrow, maybe nothing will happen, right? Nothing will happen, most likely. You'll probably get, what would you get if you don't go to school in one day? What will happen?
No.
Absence. How about if you don't go in a week? Will something happen?
Yes.
The truancy.
Yeah, truancy.
Okay. How about if you don't go in a month? You just say you don't go. I'm not going to no
Yeah,
school.
that's the truancy.
Truancy and public parent arrest.
Okay. How about 1 year?
Arrest.
Yeah, your parents gonna get arrested.
Yeah. So we are making choices, right? So let us not even look at you not going to school. Let's now say tomorrow you want to start reading a book. I want to start reading 10 pages. That's not a lot. 10 pages of a book every day. I want to start reading 10 pages of book every day. In 7 days, if you start reading 10 pages of book every day, how many pages do you think you will have read? 70? How about in 2 weeks? 140. Okay, so this is my book. So my book has 165 pages. So in about 3 weeks, you are done reading this book. Right? That's also a choice, right? Let's not even look at the book now. Let's not talk about something that is not very good. Let's say from tomorrow, daddy has the money and you want to start eating fries every day. You want to eat fries, you want to eat burger. What do you think is going to happen to your body? Do you think you're going to look like this in 3 weeks? What would you look like?
Chubby.
Yeah, you're going to change, right? So all I'm trying to say is that everything that we do, they are all choices, right? If we start making better choices today, in a year, 1 year, we will see the difference. But you won't see the difference in a day. You will not see the difference in a week. You're not. Most likely you won't see it in a month. But in a year, you will see it. If you decide to say, I'm not going to hang out with any friend that want me to smoke weed, again, and you clean yourself. You say, I'm not going to smoke it for a week, and you don't smoke it for a month, and you don't smoke it for a year. In 1 year, you will not be able to even allow the smell of weed around you anymore. You will not. Simply because you make those choices. So at the end of the day, they are choices. So I want you guys to write that down. I want you to write it down, and I want you to be looking at that, because I'm going to ask you about it again. I'm going to ask you that question again on our virtual session. What is life? And I'll be hoping you can give me an answer like this, or even much, much more constructive. So you go ahead and write that down. Life as a collection of moments, and that in every moment we all have a choice, and that you can either choose right now what feels good by eating that fries every day, or hanging out with those friends every day, doing what you think is not right every day, or you can decide to choose that one thing that serves your future. If you start doing, I don't want to push you guys too hard. If you start doing 50 push-ups every day, for example, Bilal, do you know how fit you're going to be in 100 days? How many push-ups can you do now, Bilal? Push-ups, yeah. 30 in 1 rep, or in how many reps? Then can you go down 1 time and do 30 push-ups? Or 1 time? Okay, that's what I'm talking, coach. He just said he's going to go. Dad, are you going to bring him to trials, to training? Okay, there you go. He said he can do 30. Let's put him to test. How about you, Trevon? How many push-ups can you do in 1 rep? 50? All right. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah. So I want you guys to write that down. That's a very important definition I want you guys to process. I've covered today's session. I'm very grateful that you showed up, but I want to hear from you guys for the next 5 minutes. Any question you have, you guys can go ahead and ask. And then we're gonna say goodbye for you. Is there any question? But guess what I did? I put it in a book. Right? This is my book. I already told him. This took me 6 years to write. See how much it is. It's not that much, but it took me 6 years to write because they are real experience. But to answer our question, my former life, first career was broadcasting. You know, I was in broadcasting. You know what broadcasting is, right? Okay. I worked in TV station for many years. I was 19 years old. Was covering sports, and I had a chance to come to US in 2014. And when I came, I did some jobs every now and then. And then I was looking for a broadcasting job. And then suddenly I discovered that either I don't have a good accent to speak on American TV, or I had to go get a master's degree. That my bachelor's degree was not good enough, you know, to be able to even find a way at all. And I didn't want to do either of that because I know they will either put me in more debt, which is one of the things you guys are going to learn here about your money. So I started asking, what can I do? And a friend told me, oh, why not go work in the prison system? And I was like, hell no. I mean, and I'm telling you, that was what I said. I said, hell no. I said, no. What does that mean? But eventually, I took up the challenge, right? I took up the challenge, and I went there, and of course, I started wearing uniform. On my first day working to a prison system, a prison facility, I mean, it's in my book. Like I said, I was shocked. I was really shocked to see people in white just walking, like, you know, this is how they're walking, like looking hard, looking. I was like, what? But I didn't let that really deter me. It took me a while, and I started adjusting. But I started seeing that there was an underlying issue. There was something much more than them looking tall. That it was a way of putting them in that limiting belief. That a lot of them that are in there just feel, this is all I can do. This is all I got. I can't do more than this. And for me to have lived the life I've lived before, and I'm like, no, there's so much out there that you can do, especially if you are born in a country like this. And that's why I started looking at it a different way. And the first thing I did was to start talking to the inmates or prisoner, or we also call them offenders. We call them offenders, inmates, now they call them residents, you know, just different kind of names. And I kept figuring out that there was one challenge that they all have. Most of them men, of course. There are female prison as well, but they're not many. I think we have about 3 of them in the entire state of Texas, right? And as of last year, the state of Texas has over 400,000 men incarcerated. Yes, over 400,000. The state of Texas has 111 prisons, and in each unit has at least 2,000 or more people that live there. The general challenge that I noticed was that when each of them were growing up, each of those boys were growing up, at a certain age, ages 13, 14, 15, and 16, they were making some decisions, just as what we've covered today, that was not going to help them to end well. And they were associating with people that have either been in that prison before, or that were doing things that were going to end their life. And most of them had no one holding their hands like this and say, hey, Trevon, tomorrow, like I told you, we're going for a run together, right? If I tell him we're going for it, he might not like it, but at least I'm giving him a better option than to say, hey, tomorrow we are going to go bust that gas station and go rob it, or go to that ATM machine and go rob that ATM machine, or go to that, what else did they do? Go jack somebody's car, like the story you shared earlier, right? Stealing somebody's car in America. What do you think is going to happen? You think you're going to escape? No. Like some folks did this morning in this same community. Some young boys, 18 years old, they went and robbed CVS. 4 of them, right? And they caught them and they put them in jail. Have you seen the story? And then they were in jail. Guess what they tried to do? They tried to escape, and they escaped.
And assaulted the jailer.
Oh,
And they assaulted the correctional officer to almost kill him. They caught them, I don't want you to guess, but do you know what will happen to those 4 now for the rest of their life? It's over. It's over. Like they will never, if they see daylight again, they will be at least 50 years old each. And they are 19. Yeah.
Yep.
And they are 19. And before they see outside again, they will at least be 50. You will do at least 30 years straight for that. And that's what I said for the rest of my life I'm going to do. I'm going to go out there and start hoping to share with young men like you. Like, hey, it's always choices. It's always choice. That's all it boils down to. What do I want to do? Do I want to mess it up or do I want to take advantage? Because in this country, and I'm so proud of you for saying that, and I'm proud of you as well, that you want to be a surgeon. You can either have that dream of becoming a surgeon, taking care of people, or you are being taken care of by the state of Texas or by the state. Because some of them that are in that prison, they believe they are okay. Because in the prison, they give them 3 square meals. They eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But guess what time inmates eat breakfast? Just take a guess. What time? No. What time? Yeah, close enough. They start feeding them breakfast at 3:30 in the morning. And if you don't eat, you don't eat.
Yeah.
What time do they start lunch? 11. 10:30. We start sometimes we start at 10.
It's 10 o'clock, 10:30.
And if you don't eat, you don't eat. Dinner start at 4.
3:30.
3:30. If you don't eat, you don't eat.
Start at 3:30, it's over by 4:15.
Yeah, because I normally finish feeding dinner before I leave. I normally close at 5:30. Dinner is finished.
Oh, when is bedtime?
Whenever they go.
Bedtime is whenever you want to go to bed, but you can only watch TV up to 10 o'clock.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I can only tell you when to go shower. You cannot just say I want to take a shower and just pick your and just no. I will tell you when you can shower.
Yeah.
You see what I mean by choices? Who wants that for himself? Nobody wants that.
Tell you what to wear.
That's what can happen if you let them do that to you.
Yeah.
So that answers the question, guys. I appreciate you boys for coming. I'm really proud of you guys for coming. Next month we're gonna be here, but it's gonna be fuller, I assure you, because we're gonna move the time. We've already talked about it. The time will be better. So you guys can come. Let's just take a photo.